Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are taking you on an amazing journey from LA to Dubai. As you know, we are not very fond of flying. We try to stay on the ground as much as possible. So this trip will involve zero flights. We're going to do as many trains as possible. We're going to start our trip here in LA as we board the Texas Eagle across the country to Chicago, continuing on to New York City, where we'll board a cruise ship to Southampton. We will explore some great European countries on some very unique trains. We're going to bring you guys along with us, but don't worry about packing a bag. All you'll need today is a beverage and a snack to make it all the way through this 60-day trip. We'll be riding 11 incredible trains and 2 cruise ships on this epic adventure around the world without flying. All right, we just walked into Los Angeles Union Station today. We are headed on Amtrak's longest train journey from LA all the way to Chicago on the Texas Eagle. All right, so we're just hanging out here in the Metropolitan Lounge for just a little bit, and then we're gonna be headed over to the train. They told us when we walked in that it's already here, which is like an hour early. So we get to board here in just a few minutes and then get ourselves settled in. As soon as we get on, we're gonna be taking off about 10 p.m. So it'll basically be bedtime when we get in. So we'll see what we'll film when we get on board. Otherwise it'll be tomorrow. All right, it's time to board. We're in the elevator, headed down, and then we're gonna walk to the platform. All those with red cap already went over, so here we go.
First floor.
Alright, we found our room here, and it is a bedroom on this Texas Eagle. It is so spacious. We usually travel in a roomette. I can already tell this is going to be going in style. This is Allie's bed down here. She's actually sitting over there. And my bed's going to be right up here. We're going to show you all that in the morning, but just wanted to give you a little feel for how big this room is. And this train takes off at 10 p.m. So as soon as we take off, everyone's going to be heading to bed, waking up. We lose an hour going into mountain time, and we'll grab breakfast and get situated on the train.
Okay, first fresh air break of the trip. We are in Tucson, Arizona, and it is, I think, like 8:30-ish in the morning, a little before that. But
We just woke up because there was a time difference. We're in mountain time now. So yeah, gotta get used to that. We got 1 more hour, 1 more time change, probably overnight to Central Time and to the time that we'll be in Chicago. So that's not too bad. 2 time changes instead of 3. But here on the platform, I'm gonna get a couple of steps in real quick before we run over and get some breakfast.
About the train, keep one hand free so you can hold onto the seat backs for stability. Also, shoes must be worn when you move about the train. If you're enjoying any type of multimedia, folks, headphones are required. This is a family train, so please watch your content, watch your language, please be mindful of those around you. Again, folks, headphones are required. We do have a cafe car in the middle of the train if you want to get something to eat or drink.
Okay, we're taking a little bit longer fresh air break here in El Paso. As you saw, we drove past the border wall there, and now we're just here on the platform getting some fresh air. Okay guys, so you saw last night we hopped on in the evening and basically went right to bed after we got all settled in. So I'm going to give you a tour of what the room looks like during the daytime. And I'm going to show you one of the best features, I think, of the bedroom is that you not only have windows on this side, which you can sit here with the seats, and we'll talk about that in a minute, but at the door you actually can see out the window right there. So that's really cool. And I do like your lock here. Make sure that you flip the one down and then the other one over. Then you've got your own sink here in the room and your mirror right here, and you've got light switches here on and off, and there's actually 2 outlets here, but as you know, we've got our travel buddy here. So I've got, what do I have, 1 2 3 4 things plugged in there, and I have one more spot which I'm not currently using, but we are charging things right there. So that's your whole vanity area here and the sink, and then there are towels down here and a trash can right here, and then in here is just some extras like soap and extra toilet paper. And that's a bonus because we do have a bathroom in here. So this is one of the seats here, and this seat folds up and turns up against the wall so that it's out of the way, so you can go to the bathroom easily in the night. You can also leave it there because the bathroom door still opens and does clear it. As you can see, you can leave it there and see there's still clearance with the bathroom door if you don't want to fold that up. You've also got the big couch or like double seats here. Look at how big those are. It's actually enormous. I'm sleeping down here and I actually feel bad because it's really, really big compared to Rob's space upstairs. And here is the closet. This is where we're keeping our blankets and pillows during the day. And then here, we've got an outlet here, but I found it challenging that it wasn't holding our plugs, so it was just falling out. So that's how come I put it at the vanity. And then we've got temperature control here. You can make it a little cooler or warmer. It just kind of closes the vents off a little bit. It doesn't control a ton, but it will change the room temperature just a little bit. And then we've got a light right there, so that's good. And then on this side you have your attendant button here. Ooh, it's a little bright from the sun. And we've got our ceiling light and a night light. You can just flip this button and it will control that. And then here, do not forget, like I did last night when I came in, to turn this to 0 and volume all the way down so that you don't hear the announcements in the first thing in the morning. That's what woke me up this morning when we got to Tucson, was the announcement. So I quickly flipped that and that is now off. And then there's another night light here. And then there's the tray here. or you can pull this out and you can have lunch right here, or dinner, or breakfast, or you can use it as a regular table. And then we've also got, get that in there, and then we've also got this area here. You've got a night light, or a reading light, I should say, right here as well. And then there's this nice shelf here. Right now we're storing some snacks, which we don't really need because they give you so much food on this train, you don't even need snacks. And then we've got our jackets up here too, just bundled up. We are in January headed to Chicago, so it is going to be a little bit nippy when we get there. This is Rob's bed here. Let's see if we can get to it. Now, during the daytime, my mattress is stored up here. So this is the big old mattress. This is the width. Look at how big that is. It's almost as big as Rob's bed is long. So that's this, and this bed goes all the way from there to here, and then as you can see, there's a little bit of space right there. So it doesn't go all the way to the window, so it's a little bit shorter than it would normally be. So that's up there, and then also the ladder is stored up here as well. That goes out and to the ground. So that's that. We'll put that up. So that's basically what the room looks like during the daytime. Okay, so we're going to take a look at this bathroom real quick. Right here, it is a commode and a shower all in one. And this curtain, you pull that across and it snaps actually into the side here. You see those little snaps all the way down. Now, if you're thinking toilet paper is going to get wet while you're showering, it is not, because they have this little flap plexiglass kind of door here that covers up the toilet paper, which is right up here. And then you've got your shower head right there, and towels are stored there. So they do suggest that you sit to shower in here, because you could fall over very easily, but there is also a bar that you can hold on to if you need that. And you can always just go downstairs if you feel like this might not work out for you. You could use the bigger shower downstairs where the other restrooms are as well. So you can always use some of the other amenities that are on the train. You don't have to only use what's in your room.
It is getting to be nighttime now, so we're going to make up our room into the nighttime arrangement and show you what that looks like. But an interesting thing is going to happen on this train overnight. When we get to San Antonio, the train will split into two, because this is actually, the Sunset Limited is the front part of the train, Texas Eagle is the back part of the train, and that's what we're on. So split them in two, they'll each get an engine, and they'll each get a dining car, and we'll go north and they'll go east. And then in the morning, our train is going to change from traditional dining, which we've had, to flexible dining. So we will be getting the kind of more microwaved meals. So we'll be able to compare what that's like and see if they've done any changes. We did those last year, did enjoy them. So I am kind of looking forward to seeing what that's all about. But this train will be splitting in half, and it'll take a couple hours tonight in the middle of the night in San Antonio to do that. So hopefully we'll sleep through it, wake up, and already be on our way to Chicago. Beds are made up. Time to crawl up there and show you around a little bit. First thing though is, how do we get up there? We have this ladder, and that differs from the roomette, that there's an actual ladder instead of stairs that you step on. So because of the skinniness of the room here, the ladder does have to go on this end, which is by the window, which means your head has to go on the other end by the door, or you'll have a really hard time getting out. So we're gonna go in head first, like you would do, go up the ladder, and this is what it looks like up here. So there is a little bit more room. I will say, got a light up here, let me turn that on. There's a little bit more room above the head, which is really nice because in the roomette it is very, very tight. You feel like you almost can't even flip over at all. Another thing that you might be interested to see is that this mattress is quite a bit thicker. So I noticed that the mattress was quite a bit more comfortable. You have more space. Those are some pretty good upgrades from the roomette. Now, having more space up here means the person below has a little bit less space, but their bed is wider, so they do have that going for them. The thing that I really do miss though from the roomette is that there is no like bag or pouch up here to hold your glasses anywhere. So there's just really all you have is that light. There's nothing on the wall over here. So to make up for that, I'm gonna have to back up here and show you. I have all my stuff hanging in this white bag right here, and I have some snacks on this luggage rack over here too. But those are kind of inconvenient to get to in the middle of the night, and I will say that getting down this ladder is a little bit tougher than getting down the stairs in the roomette that are just kind of stationary and built into the room. This is a little bit thinner, so it's a little bit harder to get down. But overall, it's a good trade because you have a lot more room to sleep and move around, and you hit your head a lot less often than in the roomette. That's the one thing I wish we had, was a little bag up here, but overall, this is, for being on the top bunk, this is definitely the way to go. So I'm gonna have Allie show you what is different with the lower berth now, and she's gonna show you around.
Okay, hey, we're gonna go down here. So as I told you earlier, look at how big this is. Woo! It goes on, it seems like forever. It's bigger than a twin size bed for sure. As far as the width, the length is probably about the same. But keep in mind too that the nice thing is you've got the bathroom in here at night, so you don't have to leave the room to go to the restroom at night, because it's going to be really hard to do with this tiny little space. I basically can, I mean, you have to squeeze through there, but I can get my leg through. I can walk through if I'm facing the vanity. You can walk through and get out of the room if you had to for some reason while the bed is made, but pretty comfortable down here. And as Rob said, there's a little less headroom here, so I do. And as you know, I'm not very tall, I'm 5'4". So my head basically, I have a bun in my hair right now. So it's basically being pushed back like this when I'm underneath here. While when I'm in the roomette, I can sit up with my hair in my bun like this at night and not have any trouble at all. So there's a little bit less room, like he said, down here, and he's got a little bit more up there, which is nice for him up there to have a little bit more space so that he doesn't constantly hit his head while he's up there. So that's kind of the setup for nighttime. It's a pretty nice setup, and as I mentioned before too, this chair here is folded up. If you remember, it was sitting out. So there's a lot more room here. You can see now all that space between that chair and the bathroom. So that's pretty much it for the nighttime setup. Now we're gonna put our PJs on. I'm gonna wash my face, do my whole nighttime face routine, which is nice because we've got our own little sink in here. And then I'll be ready for bed, and we'll be ready to break up with the Sunset Limited early in the morning and head up north to Chicago to see our sun. All right, it is sunny and bright here in Austin, Texas. Gotten off here for a little fresh air break, walking around. Still a little bit groggy, just woke up. That time change really gets you 2 hours, so check it out right here. So in the night, we went ahead and dropped off the people from the Sunset Limited. Now we're down to just one engine here, and our car is in the front instead of the back now.
Well, good morning. I just woke up and Allie has already been to breakfast, was kind enough to bring me back some to the room. So we have a breakfast sandwich here, which I think I'm going to eat. We also have part of the flexible dining 3 cheese omelet breakfast and the continental yogurt and muffin. So I think I'm going to try this breakfast sandwich, which looks pretty good and it's still warm. That is pretty good. We just left Austin and San Antonio stop was pretty I don't know, it was just
Eventful?
eventful, yeah. Yes, they were unhooking the trains, and we've done that one before, but this one there's always a little bump when they hook them back together, and the bump seemed pretty big, almost like a crash it felt like, but it was definitely something that would wake you up. But we got right back to sleep, no problem, and actually slept pretty well for how much moving we did. And now we're gonna have breakfast and enjoy the day.
Okay, we are stopped for another fresh air break here in Texas. We are in Temple, picking up quite a few people here. Our train is considerably smaller now, so everybody's getting crammed into all the little spaces. But we're just going to get a little bit of fresh air here. It's a little bit colder than I was expecting, so I didn't put my jacket on. So I probably won't last as long as Rob.
Join us here at Temple. Welcome aboard Amtrak Train 22. They joined just a couple of reminders. No smoking aboard Amtrak Train 22. Smoking or vaping are not allowed on 2287. Next smoke break stop is Fort Worth. Fort Worth will be our next smoke break stop. Also, they don't must wear shoes at all times. Don't want to come out the train. Just remember the exterior doors and windows are closed at all times. That's up on Amtrak employer and emergency. Also, ladies and gentlemen, all your bathrooms are located in the middle of each car and down the stairs right through you boarded the train. And for those passengers who have small children, we ask you please keep them close to you, prevent them from running, jumping, or climbing. And will occasionally side to side, forward to backward, and it is easy enough to get hurt. Please monitor your children's whereabouts at all times. And just face yourself, welcome aboard Amtrak Train 20. Just for estimated time, ladies and gentlemen, we did leave Temple on time, so we still are on time. So, wondering what time we need to specific destination, ladies and gentlemen, the train is on time. Whatever time the destination was to arrive, at this point right now, that's we're still on schedule.
That's pretty good. I didn't know there was going to be shrimp in here. It's the salmon with this creamy sauce and the brown rice and vegetables. And there's a couple of shrimp on there, so that's pretty good. That looks good. Got the roll, got the salad. We got all kinds of dessert too. That's a lot of food. Of course, Rob got his famous pasta and meatballs. That looks good. A lot of food here. Okay, so I'm gonna try out this butter cake. I mean, I've tried it before, let's not kid ourselves, but Rob and I are gonna split this one, but these are so good. If you've had them, you already know that they're good. See if I can get into it. Oh, that was easy. Gave way easily. Alrighty. Let's see if we can cut into it. I feel like that's half and half, right? Does that look half and half to you, Reb?
Close enough.
Well, I'm gonna jump right in. Look at that. Yes, very yummy.
She brought us a bunch of desserts, so we have another brownie and another cake.
And I think she's gonna make us get dessert for dinner as well. As you can see, it's way too much food. We can't even eat half of it. But we'll enjoy splitting these and then trying to move around so we can make room for more food later. We've just stopped here in Fort Worth Central Station, and they're fueling up our train right back there behind me, that yellow truck. And we're gonna walk around here. We have about 30 minutes because we're running on schedule, so that's really cool. I do see a train car over there. I'm gonna see if I can go into that because that looks cool, and see what else I can do for a few minutes. Get some steps. Rob's back there taking pictures. I don't know if you can spot him. And yeah, we'll try to get some steps here and see what else we can do around here. So while we're here getting some steps in, we notice the Heartland Flyer is down here, loading up here in Fort Worth and headed over to Oklahoma City with stops in Dallas in between. All right, so we just ran into one of our top attendants, Eric, and he's on this train here. And it actually turns out that I've lied to you. It is not the Heartland Flyer. It is actually the Texas Eagle, but it's going the other way. So they're headed to San Antonio while we are still headed over to Chicago.
For dinner tonight, we both got the braised beef, and that comes with mashed potatoes, carrots, and dinner roll and a salad. So I'm gonna try this out. Haven't had it before. Very soft today, very good. It's well cooked. Sometimes, you know, they can cook it different amounts of time and it can be over or undercooked, but this is perfect. Very good chefs on this train.
That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Here in a few minutes, we're at our next stop of Longview, Texas. We'll take
Make your way downstairs to D train. To exit here in St. Louis, please head towards the direction the train is traveling. Up the stairs, escalators. There's an elevator behind the stairs. Take that up. Head across that runway down into the station to exit. If you got checked baggage, you can pick that up inside. Once you're inside St. Louis Gateway Station, make a right. There's a sign that says baggage. That's where you'll get yours. Those of you continuing on, you can step off here in St. Louis, stretch your legs, get a smoke break, breath of fresh air, all of that here on the St. Louis platform. If you are going to smoke, please do not stand in front of the doorways and listen when conductors and crew members yell all aboard. Welcome to St. Louis, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome aboard. For those of you who just joined us, before changing all the schedules pass, Alton, Carmel, Springfield, Lincoln, Pontiac, Joliet, nicely Chicago. A couple of things to go over. Restrooms are located downstairs.
So woke up here in Seattle and we stopped for a little bit, but I didn't get off because I decided to have breakfast instead. So enjoy it from here. Now we're taking off, so I'm going to show you what those views look like.
Yeah, that is Route 66.
Please do not crowd by the doors as the attendants need to open those up. Once again, our next station stop is Bloomington. If Bloomington is your final destination with us, please make your way down to the lower levels.
We got our jackets on. It is cold here in Chicago, so it's May, but it's cold. And it's time for dinner, so we have a choice. We've got about 5 places to choose from. We've got Portillo's, hot dogs, Giordano's, Al's Beef, Gino's East Pizza, and Lou Malnati's Pizza.
Ooh, boy.
So I know which one I want. I think on the count of 3, we should both say which one we want. Hope it's the same one.
Okay.
So, do you know what you want?
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Al's Beef. Ah!
Al's Beef it is, unanimous. So let us know if that would have been your choice and if that would have been unanimous at your house. So we're going to Al's Beef. Gonna get some beef. Whew, that Al's Beef did not disappoint. That was amazing. My advice to you is grab a lot of napkins, get the big one, and just have a great time. Definitely stop by here. If you've not been to Al's Beef, you have to do this. If you have been, let me know in the comments what you thought of it. That was amazing. Alright, breakfast time. Good morning, and I have ordered the 3-egg omelet, sausage, and potatoes, so let's see how those are. Omelet has cheese inside. Not too bad. Try the sausage. I really like the sausage. Very good. And potatoes. Potatoes not bad either. I think the winner of this whole breakfast is the sausage. It's really good though. So I'm going to enjoy this. Lunch is not that far away either.
Getting a little fresh air break here in Syracuse in New York. Got a few minutes and then we're gonna hop on the train and grab some lunch. All right, we made it to Moynihan Train Hall here in New York City, and we are about to go directly across the street to our hotel. What do you think about that ride?
That was one of the best rides we've ever had. It was smooth, it was a great ride all around.
All right, I'm at the famous art installation, The Vessel, behind me. We're gonna head over there and explore all around. You can't go up into it anymore, but we've done that before in the past when it was open, and that was really cool. But we'll take you all around to take a peek at it, and then we're gonna head over to the High Line, which is really cool. And then I think we're gonna hop on the subway and go do some fun stuff. And from there, we'll see what else we run into here in the city. We are big Seinfeld fans, so there's a very good chance we're gonna do some Seinfeld stuff while we're here.
The next stop is Times Square, 42nd Street.
All right, so we finished checking out Hudson Yards, hopped on the 7 train, and we are over here at Hunter's Point, and we're gonna try to take some pictures over here. Look at how pretty, we got the sunset going back there behind us, a beautiful Pepsi sign behind me on this side, and we're gonna sit here, enjoy some views, walk around this beautiful park area. The ferry is also here. I'll show you that in a second, and I'll show you the skyline, and you can see the Queensboro Bridge as well. Check this out. Now, if you do come in the wintertime, it is very nippy down here by the East River, so make sure you bundle up. If you are here in the summertime, I'm sure it's completely gorgeous still. There are lots of people walking around, exercising after work, walking their dogs, walking their babies. This is beautiful. Tons of seating, all different types of seating along the way, and I'll also show you down the way where you can see the big pillars for the Long Island Railway. We are on board the Norwegian Gem, and we are on deck 8, and for the first time ever we are in an inside cabin. So we are checking this out for you guys. I'm going to give you guys a tour of our cabin right now, and we're going to start right here at the bed. So this side is closest to the door. If you've watched any of our videos on our channel, you'll know that Rob always sleeps on the side by the door, and I always sleep on the side not by the door. I'll let you guys figure out why that is. Okay, so on this side, we've got a nice nightstand, plenty of space here to store things. Unfortunately, there are no outlets here. So you've just got the telephone here and just this little nightstand there, and then you've got a light here if you want to. Let's see, down here, there's a little switch, and you press it and it comes on. So that'll be actually really nice at night. That seems nice and tame. It's not like a big bright light in your face. And then a big mirror there. The bed seems really quite ginormous to me. I'm 5'4", and I feel like, let's see, I'm 5'4", and let's see, oh yeah, I could fit. So it's almost like it would be 5'4" basically, or 5'5" long. Seems like a big king bed to me. And then on this side, there's another nightstand. And again, there's no outlet on this side either. So that's kind of a bummer, but that's okay. Okay, so let's go right here. We've got our TV. It is a fairly small television. And it looks like you can't really access too much. Might be able to plug some stuff in back there. What do you think, Rob? Do you see some things back there?
I see USBs.
Okay. So probably not going to be able to hook up.
Unless it's some pictures on a thumb drive.
That's right. Put a thumb drive in there. And then there's a table right here. No, I think what's interesting is this table actually moves, which is kind of, I've never seen that before. So that table moves, and then you've got your little menu for your room service, and if you want things in your mini bar, and we've got some free waters to start us off with for our Latitudes rewards. I do like how much storage space there is in this room. Look at this, you've got this space above the television. Now, there is also a full-length mirror right here as we head towards the bathroom. Right there. And then in this space here is kind of the vanity area. And this is a stool to sit on here. Now, you've got a hair dryer included, but this hair dryer is automatically wired into the wall, so it's not an outlet that you can remove and use. So just know that, because there are only 2 outlets in this room. One is a 110 right here for US plugs. And this is the switch to turn the light on and off here in the vanity area. And this has got a nice little storage area here. Now, over here on this side, it's gonna be a little dark, but back here is a 220. Now what I want to show you is you've got your 230 or 220 for your European plugs, but you've got cups here, and right here you've got 3 pretty good sized drawers. And then here, even more storage area. You've got these 2 shelves plus a big one up here too. And you've got, ta-da, your mini bar. And you can order items off of that little book that I showed you just a minute ago. And you can order some other items if you want them to keep that stocked with certain things. Your room steward will do that for you regularly. Now, what we were talking about earlier with the outlets is, so you've only got 110 here and the 220 there. This is your new travel BFF. If you guys don't have one of these, you got to get one. This is great. It's got 4 USB ports, and you can plug something into the front. The great thing about it is, if you see right here, you've got USA and Australia, UK, and the EU. So what I do is I take this and then I plug it in here, okay? And once that's in there, then I could plug in all USB items in here because they are dual voltage. So that's gonna give you 5 outlets, 4 USB and 1 that you can plug in here. Just make sure that what you're plugging in here is something that is dual voltage or will, will convert or is already 220. If you're going to use it here, all you have to do is slide this right in, slide out the USA one, plug it right in, and you've got the same thing here. So if you have 2 of these, which we do, we'll be able to plug in 10 things, which we carry a lot of electronics with us, so it's possible we could have quite a few things plugged in there. So this thing is amazing. We're gonna link this down in the description. Go down there, click on it, you can purchase it, and you will be in heaven in this room. So that's basically all this area here. Now here is the closet. The closet, I feel like, is ginormous and super, super helpful. You've got a little hook here where you can hang things, okay? And then you've got your safe, and here's the shelf. We've stored our jackets there, and 2 more shelves here. Absolutely incredible how much space is in here. And then look at this. Right now we've just boarded, so we've just got our 2 suitcases sitting in there with backpacks here and more space up here. I mean, holy moly, how much stuff can you bring in here? Now, we're gonna be on here for 10 days, so we did bring quite a bit with us because, well, we travel with all our stuff anyway, since we travel full time. But you've got a ton of hangers. Now, keep in mind that these hangers, a lot of people ask about these, but these hangers are the hotel hangers, if I can get one of these off. So it doesn't have the hook, unfortunately. It's these little pegs. So you can't take these and hang them like on here or someplace else. You basically can only hang stuff in there. So that's quite a bit of space in the closet. One more place to look at, and that is the bathroom. Before we head in there, we've got 2 things here. We've got the hooks here, pegs that you can hang things on, and here is the thermostat. And they've got a fast cool. When we got in here, it was pretty warm, so we hit that fast cool and it hikes that fan up real quick, and then you can turn the temperature down or up, and you'll watch that little green light move up and down depending on how you feel. And since you're sailing from New York, you may want that to be warm sometimes depending on the time of the year. So this is the bathroom. Let's take a look here. Start in the shower, and it does have a door that comes all the way across and closes or open. 2 shelves. You've got your clothesline here to hang your swimsuits and such, and then they've got shampoo and body wash. There is no conditioner here, thankfully. I travel with my conditioner because I have a conditioner bar, because I have to have conditioner in my hair. But that's a pretty good sized shower right there, I think. And then here is your sink. That looks good. It's got a huge faucet for some reason. I don't know why that's so big, but there you go. And you've got your hand soap and cups here to rinse out your mouth when you're brushing your teeth. Shelf here for towels, here, and then you can also put more towels here. You've got your tissue. Commode is nice because it's in an angle, and I like that. And you've got bars everywhere to hang on to, so if the ship is rocking and rolling, you're gonna be okay. And it looks like there's quite a bit of room here, as well as a shelf, maybe down here at the bottom where the trash is if you need to store something. But that's pretty much it for our room here. I think we're gonna have an awesome cruise. All right, we're here. We made it all the way to London, and what an incredible experience.
We decided to come check out the Imperial War Museum, which is free. It wasn't that long of a walk from our hotel, so we got a ticket for 5 o'clock. We're gonna see what time they'll let us in. We're going to check it out right now. We're here just outside Big Ben and the Palace of Westminster, and this is a prime location to take pictures or have your picture taken. The scaffolding is starting to come down on these buildings, which is going to make it better. I've wanted to get a picture of this for a long time. Gonna have to wait a little bit longer because the scaffolding on Big Ben is not quite down, but it is great. You can see the top, and it is beautiful. It's the first time I've ever seen it looking like that, so pretty excited to be here right now.
Okay guys, we are at London Euston Station. We are headed to Glasgow on the Caledonian Sleeper, and it's supposed to be a really amazing experience. We're gonna bring you guys along with us.
The train doesn't leave tonight until 11:50 p.m. Pretty late. So we are here early. It is 8:30. I think the Avanti Lounge opens at about 9:50 to us, and so we're gonna try to go over, hop in there and see what it looks like. But I do know that we get to board the train early. You get to board about an hour and 20 minutes ahead of time. So we're also gonna try to hop on early, and we can see what the train is like a little bit earlier than normal tonight.
Ooh, I got some green tea and a lemon shortbread cookie as a little snack, a little nighttime snack before we go to bed after we board the train.
Service to Milton Keynes Central. Calling Paramount.
Okay.
Lift it up. Alright, this is the club car on the Caledonian Sleeper, and as you can see, it is really fancy. Probably the most luxurious observation club dining car type car we've ever been on, and it is really nice. So this is reserved right now for passengers in the club or in the double rooms. If you're in the classic room, you do have to reserve time to come in.
So this is the menu for the club car, and it says Highlander and Lowlander, and the Caledonian Sleeper is the Lowlander, this one that we're on in particular. So the menu, when you look inside, it will tell you, say this is the Highlander, so these will not be available to us. So you just turn until you get to the Lowlander menu, and this is what we'll be able to choose from tonight, as well as from the drink menu as well. So he'll come by and take our order, and then bring us a little nighttime snack, and then we'll be ready to head back to the room and do a tour. Okay, so as Rob mentioned, we get to board the train about an hour and 20 minutes before it takes off, which is great because you can get settled in. But we're gonna go hit the club car. They should have our food just about ready. We're gonna grab our food, and then we're gonna head to the room, and we gotta get a tour in of that room because we got a really special room on this train.
In a shocking twist tonight, Allie ordered the mini sliders, cheeseburgers. That's what I always get. So I had to change it up. So she's gonna give me one of those probably. So I changed it up, and I'm gonna do the nachos. So I think we're getting the mini sliders and the nachos for a late night dinner.
Okay, so I got the sliders, and I'm definitely gonna share one with Rob because he likes these so much. But he got nachos, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna share those with me.
That was really good. We have to start this tour out in the hallway because unlike any train I've ever seen, our room has a key card. So you know this is going to be good, just like a hotel. I'm just going to touch the door and it'll open right up for us.
Okay, this is super exciting, you guys. This is the first time we've been in a train like this, and this room is the double room. So as you can see, we have a double bed, you guys. Can you believe this? Look at this thing. We're gonna sleep side by side. Poor Rob is not gonna have to sleep in the bunk up above, all squished in there. So that'll be very nice for us. Side by side, you can even see the pillows are right next to each other, and there's even some room left over right over here. So this is a nice size double bed that we've got here. So that's the first exciting thing that I wanted to show you. There's a bunch of stuff here when you come in on the bed. One of those things is the safety information. We'll check that out, but it tells you safety information, emergency exits in the sleeper coach, accessible seated coach, and in the club car. We'll talk about that a little bit more. Then you get this, which is an accommodation guide, and it tells you about all the different types of rooms and what you have basically sitting here. So right here, we each get, this is Journey of a Nighttime, and it's earplugs, an eye mask, and some soap. Okay, so that's what's in those packets. We should probably at least open one up and see what those actually look like, huh? So let's do that. Let's see. Oh, okay, so it's like a little hand soap, nice little sleep mask. Ooh, I might actually use that. And some earplugs, but I have a feeling it's going to be super quiet in here. I don't think that sleep is going to, or sound is really going to be a concern on this train. So that's what's in these little packages. Now in this little baggie, look at how cute this is. So let's get in here, and we've got, let's see, we've got conditioning shampoo, and we've got some hand and body wash, and ooh, that's good. Hand and body lotion. We ran out of hand and body lotion because we only used the travel size, so that's perfect. And we've got some pillow mist, some pillow spray, which I'm super excited about because, oh yes, it's lavender scent, and actually this is one of my favorite things that I travel with, and we ran out at the last place and I haven't been able to find one to replace it, so now we get 2 of them. So that's what's in that baggie. And then this bag, super cute little bag, it's got all the same things in it. It's got the hand lotion. It's actually bigger. Actually, this is bigger than that one. Look at that. That's twice the size practically. Okay, I like that. And we get another one of those pillow mists. Yes, I love that. That's perfect. Yay, we get 2 of them. It's the little things that excite me. Okay, then here we've got 2 menus. This one is the Highlander and Lowlander food and drinks menu. And this is your room service that you can use. You can use the button here in the room, and they'll actually bring it to your room. So that's fantastic. We'll talk about more about that in the club car. And then this is our breakfast menu, and you just order right on here. This is for the double and club rooms, and we are in a double, so we can place our order for breakfast in the morning before we get off. So that's amazing. So I love the fact that there are 2 pillows for each of us. So that's really nice, and they feel really quite nice too. So that's going to be perfect. I think we're going to sleep in here really snugly, you guys. So let's take a look at this panel back here. First of all, there's a nice little shelf here to set anything that you're charging, and it's big enough that we could set a computer in here and it wouldn't fall over, a tablet, anything like that. That's going to be a perfect shelf for that. And right next to it you'll find 2 outlets and 2 USBs, which is absolutely amazing. You can call your host, which is your attendant, and then if you have an order, like an order for room service, you hit that as well, let them know, and they'll let the club car attendant know, and they'll bring you some food. And then this is the window light, which is this light right here, right by the window, turns it on and off. And then right here behind me is the sink, and then you got a little mirror here. And then this sink, here's the thing, you can push this and it just kind of stays on for a little bit, just enough for you to wash your hand. You got that soap that came in the little bag, so you can use that. And then this little button here tells you You can turn it, that's cold, or if you want hot, then you switch it to the back. So you just move that for your temperature on that. And then you can set your soap right here, and you've got some hand towels right here. So as far as storage, it's a little bit more challenging in this room as far as storage is concerned. For us, only because we have all of our bags with us. So we have 2 large suitcases, which this is actually pretty amazing. We've got 2 large suitcases underneath the bed here. Not large, but they're 21 inches, I think. So we've got these 2 down here. And then on this side, we've got our backpacks sitting there as well. So that's pretty good. So let's take a look at this side right here. So on this side, these 2 panels are, well, no, they're not exactly the same. So we'll go over both of them. This one is a thermostat. Right now it's set to the middle. You can make it colder by turning it this way, or you can make it warmer by turning it that way. This one just keeps it on whatever the regular temp is that they have it set to. You have another USB charger here and another shelf back here as well. So you can each use one. And then they give us a little bottle of water for in here too. You've got a little reading light right there. And then you can also dim the lights of the room. See that? Ooh, mood lighting. Or turn it all the way up if you want it nice and bright. And then here, you can turn them all the way off and turn them on. In the other panel, you've got a night light, and you've also got another USB, and you have the do not disturb, or you can hang out your little card. You might as well just hit the little do not disturb, and then you can also control the overhead lights from there. So that's kind of nice. There is a little rubber pad here on each one of them that actually keeps things from sliding. So if you wanted to set your phone right there to charge, you could do that and it wouldn't slide off. But you've also got these right here too. Now, we've got the bathroom tour coming up. Now we do have a full bathroom. It's a shower and a commode all in one. So we're gonna show you what that looks like right now. So here it is, you guys. So I'm inside here. First of all, you get your towels. So you've got towels, nice clean towels right in here. And look at that, boy, those are nice towels. And they look like they're gonna be nice and soft. I love a good soft towel. I don't know about you guys, but I love towels. Especially when they're big and they're soft. You just wrap your whole body in them. Okay, so here's the cool thing. See this right here? This isn't just for sitting and enjoying your time in the shower. No, I'm actually sitting on the toilet. It's hiding. Check this out. Ta-da! Look at that. Isn't that ingenious? So you got your commode, and then the toilet paper, so it doesn't get wet while you're in the shower, is hidden underneath there. So when this panel is down, it is actually waterproof. And so the water doesn't get in there. It's airtight. There's little rubber seals on the side. And then for your shower, you're right inside here. So you're just gonna push this, and that's going to turn the shower on, which is right here. And you can take that off, as you can see, or just turn it around and have it stationary hooked in right over here. So here, when you turn it, if you want it hotter or colder, you turn it before you push it. So just make sure you do that, or you're gonna be taking a really hot shower or a really cold shower, depending on what you're looking for. So you might wanna set that to the middle. But overall, I'm super impressed with this room. I'm super impressed with the service. I'm excited. I don't know about you guys.
Wanted to go over the cost of this car. This is the double, so this is the most expensive cabin you can get on the Caledonian Sleeper, and this one cost us 410 pounds for the trip. That's for 2 people. That's the total cost for both of us. Now in dollars, that would be about $554. So it's an expensive cabin, but if you compare that to the trains that we ride back home, you might find it cheap, you might not. To be able to get 2 beds on the lower level, it's a double bed, that's just amazing, and I think it's well worth the cost. So a couple of the things that we noticed after we got settled in here were, we were wondering if there was a table or anywhere to eat, and there is. It's just hidden. So it's right here under the sink, and you just pull it out like this, and it flips like that. So we have a table just like that, and I'm gonna put that back away. And then there is a window which if you pull this up, you can see it is nighttime now. It's almost midnight. So you can see out there, we still haven't left the station because we got on so early. We've already eaten, we've already toured the whole train, we've taken pictures, we've done all kinds of stuff. We're still at the station, which is pretty amazing. And then a couple other things are, there is a light here that is for the bathroom. And if you have that on, it's fully lit. If you turn that off, then you just have kind of a night light down here that kind of lights the way during the night. And the other thing I wanted to mention that I've really realized for this sleeper car is this really is one of the quietest sound compartments I've ever been in. You can't hear anything. I know there's people walking around out there, can't hear it. I feel like I could yell in here and nobody would be able to hear me, and they could yell out there and we couldn't hear them. It is like these walls are rock solid, soundproof, thick walls, unlike anything I've ever been on. This is a first class sleeper car, and we are really excited to be here because we love sleeper cars, and this is probably the best one we've ever been on. One of the most unique features of this train that I've ever seen on any train is there's a shoe cleaning station inside the club car. So let's go take a look at that now. All you have to do is push the little button and it'll start the rollers going and clean your shoes right here. I don't think these shoes I have on are what's made for this, but if you had dress shoes on, that'd be the perfect thing for it. It's getting a little late. We have been going now for a little over an hour, and the guy in the club car did say that he's open till 2 a.m. tonight. So if we want to go have not just a midnight snack, a 2 a.m. snack, they're open serving that whole menu till 2 a.m. So I don't know that we're going to need it tonight, but it is good to know that it's there if we do need it a little later. How is the bed?
It's actually very comfortable. This is nice. Now I am gonna have to climb over you if I have to go to the bathroom in the night, but other than that, I think we're good. It's comfy enough.
Let me get in and see how much space we have. Oh yeah, this is gonna be great.
The pillows are comfy.
This is amazing to be on the lower level.
Okay, shh, I'm gonna go to bed.
Okay. Alright, Allie is putting the pillow spray on. That means it's bedtime. We're getting ready for bed. This is a pretty quick train. We're going to be into Glasgow early in the morning. I think we get off at 7:30 a.m. So the train only takes about 8 hours to get there. So it's time for us to go to bed. So we will see you in the morning.
All right, good morning. We are up and ready to go here, but first we're gonna have our breakfast, which we had delivered to our room with our instructions from the door. We've got our coffee, and we've got a little porridge bar here, a little oatmeal bar, and we've got a sausage roll, and not a sausage roll, a bacon roll. Ordered that off the menu, so it's basically a bacon sandwich. And then some orange juice. So we're ready to go. We're gonna gobble that up, and then we're gonna hop right off the train, ready to explore Glasgow.
Just woke up and had some breakfast, almost to Glasgow now, and I just was on my phone and looking at some things and realized there was free Wi-Fi on the Caledonian Sleeper. So I put that on and checked to see how quick it was. It's about 1.8 megabits per second, which isn't very fast, but it is available and free. So if you don't have a SIM card or a way to get on the internet, you can use that and it will work. So I thought that was pretty good. Walked over to the Ibis Styles in Glasgow Center, and it is 7:30 in the morning, and we thought, you know what, we're gonna walk over and just tell them, hey, we're here early, see what happens. And to our shock, they let us in a room right now. So we just got off the train. We're gonna use this time to take a shower. We didn't shower and do all that stuff on the train. We thought we'll risk it and get to the hotel. So time to do all that right now. But we're in the Ibis Styles in downtown Glasgow.
Getting ready to dig into some Japanese food here in Glasgow. This restaurant has been serving Japanese food, Asian food here in Glasgow for 20 years.
Okay, we are leaving Glasgow. We are headed towards Edinburgh, Waverley, and going to be waiting around there for a little while, so we may have a peek around depending on the weather, and then we're going to be hopping on the Caledonian Sleeper heading back to London.
Alright, this is a Cornish pasty, and it's supposed to have potatoes, meat, and maybe something else. So I'm going to give it a try. It's like a beef stew. It's really good. I love it. It is 10:40 at night, and this train takes off at 11:40. Boarding starts at 11, so we're just waiting about another 20 minutes to hop on board. A little less time to get on here than some of the other trains, like the one in London, where you can get on a full hour and 20 minutes earlier. And there was no lounge, first class lounge for us to sit in, so we're just hanging out here on the platform. We're about to hop on. Just got into our Club Twin room, dropping our bags off, and then we're gonna head down to the Club car, which you can go to if you're in a Club Twin or a double. You can also go if you're in a classic room with space available, but there will probably always be space available. But tonight, it's kind of a special situation. So We're here between two large name storms, Dudley and Eunice, and there has been widespread disruption all over the UK, and they told us when we got on that they were not able to add hot food to the train. So we're gonna go down there. There usually is hot food, and they said they have drinks and snacks. We're gonna go see what they have and try to get some drinks and do that. So we've had food on a previous Caledonian Sleeper and it was really good. Won't get that tonight, but we did bring some of our own snacks we'll get to try. So before we get a room tour, we're gonna go get a couple drinks.
It's about an hour before we get in. Okay.
Certainly will pay the extra. Okay guys, who's ready for a room tour? Everybody. All right, let's go for it. So this is a club twin room, which means we have access to the club car, and we've got 2 twin beds. So I'm going to give you a tour of my downstairs suite, and Rob will give you a tour of his upstairs penthouse. So let's take a look down here. So the ladder is here, kind of sort of in the middle for the upstairs for Rob. So it just clears the door here. We do have 2 pillows, which I think is really nice because I do like 2 pillows. The bed seems maybe like it's a little narrow, but we'll check that out in a little bit. And then we've got a few things here on the bed. We've got an accommodation guide, and this accommodation guide basically tells you what's in the packets that you have on the bed, and basically gives you a little tour of everything that is in your room and that you have access to. So you just read right through there, and that gives you all the information you need. Now you also have your menu, Highlander and Lowlander. So if you're not sure, you can always ask your room steward, and they will let you know what menu you're using, if you're using Highlander or Lowlander menu. We're on Lowlander, but we are not getting anything to eat from the club car tonight, just drinks. So what's next? We're in this bag here, and ooh, this looks fantastic. Let's dig right in here and see what we've got. We have got some hand and body wash. We've got some lotion. We've got conditioning shampoo, and guys, this is pillow spray, and this is like a beautiful thing. This is one of my favorite things. I love pillow spray. It's basically like a lavender scent, or at least I think it is. Oh yeah, it is. It's like a lavender scent, and it's nice because you spray that on your pillow before you're going to bed. It's just a nice calming, soothing scent like essential oils. So highly recommend that. I'm definitely keeping what's left and taking those with me because we ran out of ours. So this is gonna be nice to have a new one. And then we've got the Journey of a Nighttime. Oh, that's such a cool tagline. I like that. Kind of a play on words of Journey of a Lifetime. It's a sleep kit with earplugs and an eye mask in here. So let's take a peek at that real quick. Rip the bag open, and it is indeed what they said. They've got their little logo here, Caledonian Sleeper, and you've got your earplugs, but it's really quiet. These walls are really solid. I don't think we're gonna have any trouble with noise. So I think that's great. And you've got your little safety information here for the sleeper coaches, the accessible, the seated coach, and then also for the club car. Now, there's a lot of stuff in here, which I think is crazy. But first of all, you've got 2 outlets here and 2 USBs, as well as your host call button and the window light, which is the light over here by the window, off and on right there. Easy peasy. That's a nice little night light. And then on this side, we've got the room light on off there, And then here you've got your, you can dim it, the overhead lights down and up. And then you've got one USB, and you've got temperature control here of warmer or cooler, and you turn that. We have it turned a little bit cool because I do have it a little bit warm here in the car tonight. And then this is your reading light here. We also have a couple of bottles of water over here, one for each. I'm definitely, or I don't think they're both for me. Definitely one for each. I will share one with Rob. And yeah, so that's great. And then you've got some hooks here on the door. There's a lot of places to hang things. There's 2 more hooks here on this wall as well. So you got these, and there's also some in the shower room as well. And then there is an ensuite light here, and that goes to the bathroom on and off. And then over here is the sink area. So you've got your sink. What I love about this is that you press it. You don't have to do anything. It's just going to run. Okay, and then here is your hot and cold. Right now it's set to cold. If you want it hot, you're going to move that to the back. You can kind of see the light, the colors here, blue and red. So that tells you what kind of light that what kind of water you're going to get, hot or cold. So that's great. You can put soap here if you want that. You got a little trash can right here, and then your hand towels are right here. In here is a nice little table. So when we want to eat breakfast in the morning, we just pull that right out, and we've got ourselves our table. So let's put that back. And now Rob is going to give you a tour of his upstairs penthouse.
All right, I'm going to climb up and show you what it's like on the top bunk and how hard it is to get up there, which the train doesn't seem to be moving right now, so I'm going to give it a go right now. The ladder seems pretty sturdy, so it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, and we're moving right as I try to climb up. Okay. Not too bad. And I did measure this beforehand. You can't fully sit up. It is 26 inches from the top to the bottom, which is, we ride a lot of Amtrak trains in America. That's still 2 inches or a few inches high, more clearance than a Superliner, but quite a bit less than a Viewliner. So I think this will be really comfortable tonight because I'm used to kind of a low clearance, and this will be not bad at all. But what's really cool about this area up here is it does have some features that you normally don't get on the top bunk, so I'll show you what that looks like. I do have my very own USB plug, which is amazing to be able to charge my phone, have access to a couple of lights there, and a little cubby hole over here to hold drinks or my glasses or something like that. One thing I wanted to mention about this train is that it is so quiet, and one of the reasons it's really quiet is we're not used to this, but trains here in the UK, they don't go over like railroad crossings, like where there's cars going through, whereas in America, about every 20-30 minutes you're crossing a place where cars go, and so the conductor, the engineer, is blowing the horn, and you hear that horn all night. I don't think I've heard the horn once on this train. I'm not even sure if there is a horn. So that's going to make it a lot more quiet. Not to mention that the walls just seem better insulated. Everything is going to be a lot more quiet. Now, this bed is 6 foot 2 inches long, and it is 26 inches wide. So that's pretty good. Most people will be able to lay out comfortably. If you're like 6'6" or 6'7", you may have a problem, but other than that, I think everyone's gonna fit. So I'm pretty happy about this bed. It seems really comfortable, and I think it's gonna be a really good night's sleep. So there's one more great thing about this Club Twin room, which is the bathroom.
All right, so we're gonna do our bathroom tour. So first off, we've got some towels in the bag right here. And we've got a night light here. There's the overhead light that comes on and off with that switch just outside the door. But otherwise, if you don't have that on, you've always got this night light, which is really nice at night. In here, you've got a bin for your trash in the bathroom as well. But here is actually where your commode is. This is a shower and a toilet all in one. You open this up here, and there's a magnet on the wall, and here's your toilet. And this is where your toilet paper hides and keeps it safe and dry if you're taking a shower. So when you have this down, this is nice and sealed. And then for your shower, you turn the temperature. So if you want it hot that way, cold this way, and then press it and it comes on. And then the shower head is right there. And you can pull that out and you can hold it while you're showering, or you can set it here and have it be stationary and you can just stand underneath it while you're taking your shower. So this is a really nice, efficient bathroom. You've got a couple of bars here as well that you can hang on to because the train is moving and you do not want to slip, especially if you're taking a shower and fall. So you've got one bar here and you've got a bar on the other side as well, and you have a nice, easy to find flush button in the bathroom too.
So we paid 235 pounds for this room, which is the equivalent of 319 US dollars right now. I thought that was a pretty good deal. The trip is only about 8 or 9 hours. We're not really sure how long it's going to be today because of the weather, so it could be a little longer, but that's what we paid. And for how nice this train is, we do think it is pretty good value for the money. Good morning. We got to London Euston Station a little bit early, and it's 6:45. We're there, waiting on breakfast, and just wanted to update you. I did take a shower last night, and it was pretty good actually. Water was warm, came out at a good angle. There's a little nozzle you could hold, and it's not continuous. It lasts for about 30 seconds, then shuts off, but it was good. It drained well, which is really important because it doesn't leave a big puddle in the bathroom. But I did take a shower, and it was one of the better showers I've had on a train. So breakfast was just delivered. We got a couple bags here. We're gonna open them up and see what they brought us.
Okay, ready to open up and see what we've got in here. First of all, most importantly, we've got coffee, and this one's already made. So that's nice. And we ordered bacon roll, which is essentially a bacon sandwich. So bacon on some bread. That's pretty good. And it's nice and warm. And we've got porridge, or it looks like an oatmeal bar essentially. That's nice. And we've got some cutlery and some milk and sugar for the coffee. So a little bit of everything, but I'm gonna dig in now. Okay, we are off the train. So the train got here a little bit early. It's supposed to get here at 7:05, but you have until 7:25 we had to get off the train, so that was nice. We ate our breakfast.
No, I'm joking. Okay, I think we are all well rested here from Paris, ready to take off and head over to Switzerland on the TGV Lyria.
Précision. Un et deux. Merci. Bah, c'est parce que j'ai fait trop fort, c'est la petite.
Pour votre voyage et nous vous souhaitons une bonne journée.
Meine Damen und Herren, in wenigen Minuten erreicht unser TGV Lyria Mulhouse-Ville. Bitte vergessen Sie nichts im Zug, bevor Sie uns verlassen. Wir bedanken uns, dass Sie den TGV Lyria für Ihre Reise gewählt haben und wünschen Ihnen noch
Dans quelques instants, notre TGV Lyria arrivera en gare de Bâle, son terminus. Avant de descendre, assurez-vous de ne rien oublier à votre place. Afin de faciliter la suite de votre voyage, nous nous tiendrons sur le quai à votre disposition. Nous vous remercions d'avoir choisi TGV Lyria pour votre voyage et nous vous souhaitons...
Very good. First French cheeseburger. Or maybe it's Swiss, I'm not sure. Is it Swiss or a French cheeseburger? Who knows?
Le chef de bord souhaite la bienvenue aux voyageurs nous ayant rejoints à bord de ce TGV Lyria à destination de Bâle. Nous vous souhaitons un agréable voyage.
Meine Damen und Herren, guten Tag. Das schweiz-französische TGV Lyria-Zugteam heißt Sie herzlich willkommen an Bord unseres Zuges nach Basel. Wir wünschen Ihnen eine angenehme Reise.
Checking out of our hotel here after a good day. We're headed over to Zermatt today to try to see the Matterhorn. We made it to Tesch, which is one stop away from Zermatt. So we're staying here the night. It's a little bit cheaper to stay here than over there. So we're doing that. We're gonna go get the shuttle train and take that all the way in. It's about 10 minutes, 15 minutes to get there. And then we're gonna go try to see the Matterhorn and what else they have in Zermatt.
Okay, so we took the Zermatt shuttle up to Zermatt, and once we got here, we went to get our tickets for the Gornegrot, and unfortunately, the weather has become a little bit difficult, a little bit windy, so we weren't able to go on that, so we were a little bit disappointed. So, make ourselves feel better, we stopped in the Lindt store, and we're gonna drown our sorrows in some chocolate. So, I'm gonna dig into one of these classic chocolates right here. Look at that. Dig right into it. I'm gonna take a bite. I'm gonna give the rest to Rob. Good stuff. We are on an adventure here in Zweisimmen, Switzerland, getting ready to hop on the Belle Epoque.
There are two types of trains that leave from Zweisimmen to Montreux. One is the GoldenPass panoramic car, and another is the Belle Epoque, which is an old 1920s, 30s style train. That train only leaves twice a day, and that's the one we're hopping on right now.
Gleis 6, Einfahrt des Metro nach Stuttgart, Abfahrt 12 Uhr. Vier Wagen in C und D sind geschlossen. Départ 10h02, 4 voitures au secteur C et D sont fermées.
Hello. Hello. Okay, so we've been on here for a few minutes and it is absolutely gorgeous. You saw saw from the footage what this train looks like. It's just such a luxurious old train, and it just feels amazing, and it's just really nostalgic.
This train is included with your Swiss pass, so if you have the pass, you can just hop on board and show your pass when you get on.
Montreux, mon prochaine correspondance. Sur Los Angeles Aéroport, départ 14h17 de la voie 1. Pour Brick, départ 14h43 de la voie 3. Montreux in Los Angeles nach Los Angeles Flughafen, Abfahrt 14:17 von Gleis 1. Nach Brick, Abfahrt 14:43 von Gleis 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, next stop, Montreux. This is the final station of this train. Please descend from the train. The MOB train crew thanks you for travelling with us and wishes to say goodbye.
Okay, told you guys we were gonna get the most out of our Swiss pass, and we are. So you just saw us get off of the Belle Epoque. Now we are going to be hopping on the Panorama, and we paid the extra 15 francs to sit in the VIP car. Now this carriage sits in front of the engine, which is absolutely amazing. So you have an actual front row seat. We're gonna bring you guys with us. So hang out, here we go. long. As you can see, the views are absolutely incredible out of the front here. Continue to enjoy along with us.
Prochain arrêt, nächster Halt. Next stop, Chernay.
And they're in sections of 3 and 1. So you gotta book ahead because those 8 in peak season fill up, but as you can see in off season, they're not that full. Totally worth the price.
All right, this is it. We're all packed back up again and we're ready to jump on the Glacier Express. It is an iconic train ride here in Switzerland. We're super excited, so get ready, here we go. Okay, we're on board and we're excited to get going. We've got really nice seats here next to the window, the single seats, and then the double seats are next to us. This is so exciting. Train's starting to fill up a little bit. Not this car in particular, but a lot of people are getting on. So we're ready to go here. We'll show you some sights here as soon as we get moving.
Just taking a look around here, and this car is really beautiful. It is actually exceeds my expectations of what I thought this would be like. This is pretty luxurious and I'm pretty excited to be on it because we've been on a lot of Swiss trains and they are excellent, but this one is even one notch higher.
Yeah, I've never done it.
Check out the bathroom here on the Glacier Express, and I'm pretty impressed. It is big. This is a luxury train, and this is the kind of bathroom you'd expect. So it has a toilet right there, pretty wide on both sides of that, and then a really nice sink area where you just push this button here, get the water to come out. Got soap over here, and there's a window here, but it is kind of grayed out, so you can't see out of it. But all in all, really nice bathroom.
Okay, so we just got off the Glacier Express, and that was an incredible ride. It's been on our bucket list for a long time, and you just never know, you know, if something's gonna be amazing or just meet your expectations or exceed them. And I would say that the Glacier Express exceeded our expectations. Absolutely spectacular. From just watching the video, you have seen everything that we saw. And so we're here at the station in St. Moritz, and we also went into the information center and found out that you could get a certificate for having been on the Glacier Express, and they stamp it here, so all you have to do is show them your ticket that you traveled on that day, and they will issue these Glacier Express certificates to you, which is super cool. And the other thing you can do is this: you can get your travel stamp booklet, so kind of like a little passport for the different trains in Switzerland, and we got ours here in St. Moritz and got it stamped here. So they have the little stations where you can do the stamps as you travel all around Switzerland. So that's pretty cool to have too. We've got quite a few stamps already in this book.
We are in the Lauterbrunnen Valley in Switzerland, and this is a place that I came about 10 years ago. Allie has never been and has always wanted to go, so we came back here. It is one of the most beautiful valleys you will find in the world. It is just surrounded by mountains on all sides and tons of great hiking. There's waterfalls, anything you want to do here, skiing. It's just a great place to come visit, so I'll show you a little bit around. What do you think?
The paragliders up there. But I think I'll pass on that option. But this is gorgeous. Yeah, this is beautiful. It's so exciting to be here. I've seen the pictures of it, and I saw your pictures of it when you came without me for work, but really beautiful here.
Yeah, if you keep walking down this path, which is a no-car path, it's the place where they filmed the 007 movie in Switzerland with the gondola. So that's pretty cool. You can walk down there, take the gondola up, and eat in the revolving restaurant at the top. We're walking down this path and we just got hit by this aroma. It just literally smells like cheese. And
we gotta find this cheese.
It's in Switzerland. You can just smell cheese everywhere now.
And what if it's melty and we can have fondue?
So yeah, we're gonna investigate further now. We're in Lauterbrunnen, which is where we're going to start to get up to Jungfrau. And so tomorrow morning we have reservation at 10 o'clock. We take the first train up, and then the second train from there goes up through Eiger to the top of Europe, and that is going to be quite a nice train ride.
Well, we are in Switzerland, so we do need to have some fondue right here. Potatoes and bread, which are the two main things. And we've got some veggies as well.
All right, our starting spot is Lauterbrunnen, and it's going to take us 2 trains to get to the top. The first one we're going to pick up right over here. It's this yellow train down at the station down there. That one is going to take us to Wengen, which is up there. And from there, that's where you can see Mount Eiger from, which is the north face. And then from there, we have to catch the Jungfraubahn, which takes us to the very top. So we're going to go down, get on that yellow train, and get started.
Okay, we made it up on the first of the 2 trains. We came up on this one over here. We got off of there, and we're going to be boarding this one in a little bit. We're going to explore this little area here for just a few minutes, and then we are headed up to the top of Europe. Okay, we are on board and ready to go. Super excited to get going.
I rode the elevator up to the Sphinx Terraces, which is the very top. It's 108 meters up from where we were standing below. And it's very windy and cold out here. We're at elevation of about 11,300 feet, I think. So you have a beautiful view of the glacier and the mountains from here. And this is probably one of the best viewpoints for it.
Okay, we are about to enter the Ice Palace. I'll bring you along with me, but my question is if we're gonna be able to make it from one end to the other without falling, because I don't have the right shoes for this, so we'll see.
Back down to Klein Scheindig, and that's where the north face is, which is right here, which is the north face of Eiger.
Holy cow. That was the most amazing 6-hour adventure from when we left our hotel to we'll be walking back there here in just a few moments. It's absolutely worth the effort and the money to go up there if you can do it. If you get to Switzerland, definitely put this at the top of your list. Hands down, we both said, Rob and I both said, this is probably the best experience that we've had in ages. And you know, we have a lot of experiences we've had, but this is absolutely incredible, completely worth it. We hope you guys enjoyed the trip along with us. All right, guys, we are here on platform 10, awaiting yet another iconic train here in Switzerland. It is the Bernina Express. We are in Chur and we are ready to take off.
Here.
Nächster Halt, Filisur. Next stop, Filisur.
All right, so we got a really cold stop here at Alpgrube. We have about 15 minutes to take pictures and look around. Just make sure that you're really cozied up because it's really cold up here. Okay, so that was an absolutely incredible ride. It was very different than we were expecting. Part of it is a little bit like the Glacier Express, so we thought maybe, you know, it wouldn't be quite as pretty, but it is a little bit different route. Absolutely beautiful. And then going through the highest points, and once you get down into the valley here, we're in Campo Cologno, you see the lake, and then also the viaduct is absolutely incredible. It's kind of like a curly Q coming down that, so that's a really incredible experience. Like Rob said, we happen to have the right seats to be on the inside, so you can watch the train as it loops all the way around and then get a good view of the viaduct as you come out at the bottom. But this has been a really great experience.
It is day 26 of this European adventure, and we're in Zurich, and we are trying to get to Vienna, Austria tonight. We're on the Nightjet, so that should be pretty exciting. Okay, we think we found our room, which is 21, 111, and 115. So it's a double door right there. We're gonna go up. Oh, there's Allie. Everyone's trying to get settled here, and we're just trying to get our bags situated. It's a little tight.
It's tight.
Mostly because our bags don't fit under the bottom bed. So
it would be nice if there's like a, I don't know if that's another bed down there.
I was initially
we'll
confused when we got on, because you walk down and then it's like a split level floor plan.
Yeah.
Right. So like some of the rooms are up and some are down, and
but none are on the level that we're on.
No, none are on the level you're on. So I was like, where is the room? And then our bed numbers are 111 and 115.
So we weren't even sure we were in the same room.
Yeah, we hoped we were, but we are.
Kind of
so we're gonna try to turn this around and get you a better view of this room in just a second here.
All right. Okay, so I think we got everything settled now. We found a place for what we have in here. It's not really made to travel with the size bags that we have right now. But remember, we travel full time, so we have all our stuff with us all the time. Most people traveling on Nightjet are gonna be, you know, traveling a little bit lighter, because it's just you know, day trips, week-long trips, that kind of stuff. Not quite as long as we're doing. So we found a place for everything. We'll kind of show you what that looks like, but it feels better now that we're in here. So we do have some goodie bags. I love me a goodie bag. So let's dig right in here. First of all, I love slippers. Look at those babies. Yay, slippers. Okay, what else we got in here? An eye mask. Ooh. Okay, that's got some cool stuff on there. I think I'm gonna keep that as a souvenir. We got a washcloth. That feels new and soft. That might be a keeper. We've got a bottle of water, still water. That's good. And let's see, there's more stuff in here. Wow. Let's see, a little trail mix and a little fruit mix. That's nice. Oh, some earplugs. Although I don't think that's gonna be a problem. And a pen. Wow, that's a nice goodie bag. I don't know about you, but I think that's pretty good little gift. We got 2 of those, and then we also got, well, that wasn't in that bag, but we also got extra waters here. Ignore this water, we brought it ourselves. We drink a lot of water. And then they also gave us each a bottle of wine. What? Yeah. The good news is Rob doesn't drink wine, so 2 for me. All right, so in here we've got a sink. You just open that baby up, ta-da! And we've got our sink right here. Get that up here, and we can wash our hands. Okay. I'm not really sure how we get it activated. Oh, right back there. Let's see here. Woo. Yeah. So we'll figure that out in a minute. But this is the sink. And then we've got a little, so that's nice because when you're not using the sink, you can just use that to set stuff on if you want to. A little extra space, which you're gonna need in here. And then we've got a nice little mirror here with the light, which is a good thing as well. We've got a shade here, which is good. can't see anything because of course it is about 8:50. Yep, 8:53 right now, so there's that. And then right here, there's actually a little table, which we could use for breakfast in the morning. So that's what we've got down here. And then here's the door. You already, there's two locks on this. We've got one here and one here. And then here's where you pull open. Just pull it and the door comes open for you. So that's that. And you actually have a little peephole here, which is great. You could look right out there. Somebody's knocking. You could see who it is. I like that. And then 2 hooks here to hang stuff. Then over here you've got your, you can turn your night light on here. So like that, all the way off, or like that, okay? And then here's your temperature control. Again, these don't really change the temperature too much, but you can make it a little bit cooler or you can make it a little bit warmer. Up here, we don't touch this stuff because this has to do with the movement of the beds. So it's, we got in here and the beds were already set up. So we're not going to show you the way that it looks like when everything is put away because it all runs on keys and stuff like that, so we can't move that. And then you also have a button here to call for service, although I feel like that's in a dangerous position. Like if you were standing here, you may just hit it and call the attendant by mistake. And then there's 2 closets here, kind of like a locker style. See that? But we got one here, and then we have a drawer. And then we have another drawer. Whoop. No, that's not a drawer, that's just the door. Right there, okay? So we have some place where we can put some stuff. There's a little bit of storage underneath, but it's kind of inhibited with some of the parts for the way the bed sits up as a couch. So the top part of the couch folds underneath, and then that gives you less space underneath to store. That's how come we can't stick our big bags under there. But I'm gonna show you here the bed situation and what that looks like and how we're planning on sleeping in here tonight.
Thing that we're trying to figure out is how to actually get up there, and we think, well, we could just stand on our suitcase there, but there's this little pull-out thing next to the bottom bed, and I think that's what you're supposed to stand on. So I'm gonna give that a go. Let's see how that does. Oh, well, it didn't break, and I made it up, so I guess that's good. That's a plus, right? So we wanted to tell you how much we paid for this room, and we paid 209 euros, which euros and dollars aren't that much different. So dollars is just a little bit more than euros, but paid 209 euros, and we're going from Zurich to Vienna, which is going to be about a 12-hour ride. So $1 for hour, that's actually really good compared to some of the other European ones that we've done. So, you know, 200 and something dollars. We're going to be 12 hours overnight. We will get breakfast in the morning, so we're excited about that. And just to be going into a whole new country overnight on a sleeper is really... Is this the first time we've changed countries on a sleeper?
Yes.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, we've never done that before. Change countries while you're asleep in a sleeper. This is going to be awesome.
Oh, well, good morning. So they've come and they've made the room up a little bit so we could sit up and have breakfast. This is what our seat looks like here, and then the beds push in here, so you actually have a little bit less space once they set the room up for just being seated. So you're just here, and this is a nice little seat for 2 people, and we've got our trays, and we're gonna dig in. So this is the breakfast that we ordered, which is, let's see, this one must be mine because it has coffee. So this is the coffee and orange juice, and I got a yogurt, the rolls, salami, and I got Nutella, and there's some cream and sugar for my coffee. And then Rob got a selection of meats and butter and his orange juice for the morning. So we're gonna dig into this and take in some sights here out the window as we start to arrive into Vienna.
All right, we've arrived in Vienna, and we've got some time here before we head to Venice, so gonna walk around a little bit, see what there is to do. We arrived at Central Station, and I think there is a palace nearby, so I'm gonna go try to find that right now. Train doesn't leave tonight until 9:21, I think, for Venice. So they do have a really nice first-class lounge for sleeper passengers here in Vienna, and we've been using that. But you can't bring hot food up there. They do have a little hot food up there for you, but you can't bring any more up. So I'm also out on the lookout to find some food for afternoon dinner tonight.
Can we take a picture of you in front of the castle? Oh my god, thank you so much. I would actually...
Alright, I found the palace. There's actually two palaces here. It's called Belvedere. There's Upper Belvedere and Lower Belvedere. And they were built in the early 1700s for Prince Eugene of Savoy. So I'm gonna go take a look. I don't know if I can go inside, but we're gonna go take a look and see what they look like. This is actually really impressive. It's a beautiful building. It's even nicer here than I thought it would be. It was free just to come walk in and take a look. We are here at the station in Vienna, and in just a few hours we're going to hop on the Nightjet to Venice, Italy.
Welcome to our gigantic Nightjet suite. Okay, maybe not gigantic, but Rob, why don't you come down and we'll give him a tour. Okay, so we have, well, we really paid for a double room. This is a triple, but obviously only 2 beds set up, so just for me and Rob. His penthouse suite up here and my lower bunk here. So I'm gonna give you a little tour, but this room is not only 2 beds, but you also get a bathroom, which is super exciting. But let's go ahead and give you a little tour down here. So this basically just pops up, and that's your couch for during the day, and then this flips and is up against the wall right here. During the day they just flip that up, and then this goes up and you can sit right here like on a couch and eat your food. Now, this is the lower bunk bed, as I mentioned, where I'm going to be sleeping, and it comes with a duvet and a pillow. This pillow seems nice and firm, which I like. I don't want it to be too soft, because then it feels like you don't have a pillow at all, right? Okay, so we've got that. We've got a night light here, so you can hit the night light button, or you have the bright lights overhead, so you can control them from underneath here, and then you have like a reading light right here. This is nice. You got a little cubby here where you can set some things like your phone, or I take off my glasses to sleep, so I could set that stuff here. And then here's drink holders. We've got some waters, and for some reason they give you real glass to drink your water. Look at these goodie bags. Who doesn't love a goodie bag? I love goodie bags. Slippers, yay. Because who wants to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night in your socks? You. Even though we have our own private bathroom, we have a sleep mask. That's kind of cool. It's got a cool design on it. That's a Nightjet of some sort. Another bottle of water. Yay, stay hydrated. A washcloth. What else we have here? Ooh, some snackies. Little mix, and then this one's fruit. And then we've got, oh, earplugs and a pen. And the pen is going to be very helpful when we fill out our order for our breakfast. So that's what's in the goodie bag. We'll put that back in here. And we have 2 of those since there's 2 of us. There is a charger down here. And it's, of course, the 220, so you can plug right in there. So make sure you bring your adapter if you're coming from the US, and you'll be able to plug that in right there. And before I send you up to Rob, I'm also going to show you that there is quite a bit of... Oh, okay. So a room steward just knocked on the door, and he brought us champagne.
also included. So yay, that's exciting. Okay, so let's take a look at the floor space over here. You'll see the ladder where Rob's gonna go up the stairs here. And then we've got our 2 big bags, 21-inch, stacked over here in the corner. And I have my backpack right there. And then you can set something here if you need to. And then of course the shade goes up and down. So that's all that. And then there is an extra seat over here in the corner that you just pull out, up and out, and you can sit right there too. So that's quite a bit down here, and there's still quite a bit of space down here on the floor. There is a little garbage can right here. You just toss it right in there, and then right here you can call your attendant, and up here you've got volume control for the announcements out in the hall, which I'm sure they're not going to do very many. And then you can control the overhead light here. Here you can control the temperature, make it cooler or hotter. And now we're going to take a look at the bathroom. Okay, so they just came over the loudspeaker and said it'd be about 30 more minutes before we take off because they're having some sort of a technical issue of some sort. But let's hop into the bathroom and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so I'm going to take you in here. We've got our commode right here. So that's very nice. Well placed in the corner too, so you'll be able to use that very easily. Got some toilet paper and a mirror here. And then you also have a mirror here. And then in here, we've got our sink and a shower. So that's a nice little space. It's a little tight. You can turn this out when you're in the shower, so you've got some space in here. So this can go in and out. It swivels, and you've got quite a bit of space in here. Enough to do what you need to do in here, get the job done, and get out. No lingering in there. And then there's a towel rack right here on the door, so we can each, there's 2 towels right there. There's a 3rd towel if there were to be 3 people in here. It'd be a little bit tight if you had 3 people in here, but for 2, it's definitely the perfect space. All right, so now everybody's favorite is Rob's penthouse suite. So he's gonna go.
Yeah, this is gonna be a dream. And it starts off right here with the ladder. Doesn't look like much, but you can see this is padded. And in the night, when you come down on these, that is gonna be so helpful. Because I was just on the Caledonian Sleeper in the UK, and it was not padded. It's just this, and your feet, like when you get to the bottom of that ladder, they hurt. So ouch. I'm gonna go up this ladder. And the great thing is how much space there is up here. I'm totally up on my knees.
Look at this. Wow.
And
well, because the 3rd bed is...
The 3rd bed is up here, yeah. So let me show you from my view. I have... This is where I'm going to sleep. And then there's this kind of bench up here. I haven't decided what to do up there yet. And then I have a whole storage area over here. Which right now I just have my backpack and my camera bag. And I have a whole empty area that I still have to think about what to do there. And the rest of the bed down here. Now, there is, what's really cool, I like these little things right here to hold snacks and my glasses. This is a drink holder. Allie has all the water, but I'm sure she's going to give me some. And yeah, this is just room for a king up here. So this is the biggest.
You could practically stand up there.
It's the biggest, yeah, it's the biggest upstairs sleeper I've ever been on.
Well, yeah, since you don't have the 3rd bed. If the 3rd bed was out, then it would.
And there's all these bars up here. I'm not really sure what they're for.
I think maybe for the upper bunk.
Just to hold on. Yeah, just to hold on to when you're moving about. So that is great. This is going to be the most spacious room I've ever had. I'm really excited about this. It is really late now, and Allie is asleep down below, downstairs. She can't hear me though because she has her Bose Sleep Bud headphones in, and I know she can't hear anything when she has those in. She won't hear the train at all. She won't hear me. So she did make me a snack bag though in Switzerland to bring on this. So I'm gonna look and see what she's got because she knows I might get a little hungry later. So this is the bag that she's put it in, this Nightjet bag. Give me water. Let's see. Some bacon jerky. That looks good. These are chips from Switzerland. Oh, and some of the Lindt chocolate that we also got in Switzerland. So that's my snack pack for tonight. I'm gonna get my headphones on, listen to a few things, and just wait till I get sleepy. But this Nightjet is amazing. I love it. One of my favorite sleeper rooms we've ever had.
Okay, so we woke up here in Italy. We see the scenery back here behind me, but it's breakfast time. I've got coffee in this nice, interesting mug. And I've ordered some yogurt and rolls, salami, and some Nutella. And there's also butter on here too, which is nice, with a little cream and sugar. So be enjoying that. And Rob got orange juice with his, and no yogurt and no coffee. So we're gonna enjoy that here as the scenery goes by. We have about another hour or so before we're gonna be hopping off in Venice. There's only a few different ways to get around here, since there are no cars allowed in this part of Venice, right in the central island. So you're either going to be walking or you're going to be taking a boat of some sort, either a gondola or a canoe or your personal boat, or they also have these water taxis like this station right here, which is where we got off when we got in at the train station. And then from here we walked over to our Airbnb. Taking a little tour this morning of the old Jewish ghetto here in Venice. There's also a new part. They're really just separated by a little footbridge over one of the canals, but it's a beautiful area, and just walking around here and taking it all in. Okay, made it over to St. Mark's Square. You can see the church here behind me and the clock tower. And we're looking at all different kinds of architecture here. We've got New Renaissance, and on the other side we have Renaissance. So a little bit of everything here. Let's keep looking around and see what else we find. So Venice is made up of like 120 islands or so, and there are about 177 canals in the lagoon here at Venice. And the bridges, you just have to be prepared to walk over the bridges. Some of them are small, some of them are a little bit bigger, but there are lots of bridges to cross because of all of those canals. And it is said to that they have probably one of the cities with the most bridges, and it has over 400 bridges, which is crazy. I know, so you're thinking to yourself, how do they get deliveries and all that kind of stuff if there's no cars allowed? Everything is done by boat. The ambulance, the police, rowboat school, all kinds of stuff are done by boat here within the canal. And it's really always interesting to see, like when the ambulance goes by or the delivery truck, the garbage truck as well as the recycling. Instead of a truck, it's a boat that goes by here on the water. So really lots of very interesting things to see.
We got into our room. It is noon, so we got in a couple hours early. They were real nice to check this in, even though it is super busy here this week because it is April 15th. Easter is 2 days away, and we are in Rome. So that is like probably the busiest city you could find for this time of year. And the prices here reflect that. Now, we booked our hotel a long time ago, which was really good because we looked online today. I always look to see if you can get a better price, and the prices for this weekend now, for tonight, the lowest price in this hotel is $488. Tomorrow night, the cheapest price is $988. It's crazy. we heard people checking out and they were paying thousands of dollars when they were checking out. So we're pretty happy to be here. We paid $145 a night for this room because we booked it a couple months ago, and we really think this is a great location. We can walk to Trevi Fountain, we can walk to the Colosseum, we can walk just about anywhere you want in Rome, and it is a really kind of upscale room. So Allie's going to give you a quick tour and show you what it's all about.
So we'll start over here by the door. You get a little closet area, which that's going to be really nice. You get some nice comfy slippers, which is great because this is not carpeted floor like we're used to in the States. So that'll be nice to lay out my bag there. You got a full-length mirror here, and then you have a nice little ottoman or kind of someplace to sit right there. Nice big bed. I love these hives. You see these little honeycombs all throughout the hotel, so that's kind of a cool theme. And then we've got a little kettle, which I love having the kettle because you can make coffee right here in the room, and it's hot, which is great. We got this nice big TV, which you don't see often, a nice big TV like that. This one is a Samsung, and we get a refrigerator, which is crazy. You don't get that all the time. This one's has a mini bar in it, but most of the time we just put our own stuff in there. So that's great here. And then we have a nice bathroom in here, nice little shower, and it's a rain shower, which I love, the rain showers. Look at this nice kind of upscale bowl, the commode, and of course the bidet and towel warmer, which I love. So that's a really nice room. I think we're really gonna like this. What do you think, Rob?
Yeah, and I checked the internet here, so if you're like on business and you need fast internet, it is really fast here, over 100 megabits per second. So we are happy about that too. Hey, we made it to Trevi Fountain, but it is Good Friday, so the whole country is here. We are at the Spanish Steps, which is a beautiful place. You can go have your picture taken. Today there are tons of people here because it is Good Friday. Now, we were here a few years ago and had the place all to ourselves. It was at night in November, and so that was pretty amazing too. This is a different experience. They were both good.
Questo è quello che facciamo anche noi locali, vedi quella.
¿Dónde quedamos? En Plaza España, Virginia, ¿no?
We just went to Trieste Pizza and we got 3 mini pizzas, a croquette and a lemonade for 12 euros, which is about $12. Let's see what these look like. They're really individually cooked pizzas. And so I got this one, which was sausage and potato. There's a margarita, and then what'd you get, Ari?
I got the croqueta, which is like kind of a thick type bacon with spinach. And then this is the croquetona, which is basically like a potato croquette.
These look really good. This is how you're supposed to eat them, folded up. That's how they give them to you when you leave the store. And we are just walking to the Colosseum, so these are the perfect food to kind of eat and walk as you go. Let's see how it is.
Wait, I see people, guys.
That's really good. The potato and the sausage was really good together on pizza.
You're in Rome, and one of the places you absolutely, hands down, cannot miss is this guy behind me, the Colosseum. It is one of the wonders of the world, and when you get here, it's absolutely breathtaking. I don't do a lot of crying, but when I saw this thing for the very first time a few years ago, I may have shed a tear or two. I don't know if you guys get emotional about stuff like that, but this was absolutely beautiful. It's something I had wanted to see for a long time, so it was really amazing to see then, and I'm really glad we got to see it again this time.